Hello friends, in previous video we solved one problem based on design of shaft, and in that problem shafts are subjected to, or shaft is subjected to, combined twisting moment and bending moment. So in this problem also the shaft is subjected to combined bending and twisting moment, but the problem is somewhat different from problem 1, because in problem 1 there is only one pulley on shaft. There is only one pulley on shaft. In this problem there are two pulleys on single shaft. So let us see how to solve this problem. So let us see first the problem statement. The layout of a transmission shaft, the layout of a transmission shaft carrying two pulleys B and C. The layout of transmission shaft carrying two pulleys B and C and supported on bearings A and D. Supported on bearings A and D is shown in figure. Power is supplied to the shaft by means of vertical belt on the pulley B. So on pulley B, vertical belts are there on pulley B. So this is pulley B, bigger pulley is pulley B. So this is pulley B and this is pulley C. So vertical belts on pulley B. So vertical belts on pulley B. So this is a tension on tight side T1. This is tension on tight side, slack side T2, which is then transmitted to the pulley C carrying a horizontal belt. Now the power is transmitted to then pulley C, that is this pulley, and pulley C carrying a horizontal belt. So T3 is a tension on tight side, T4 is a tension on slack side. Now the maximum tension in the belt on the pulley B, maximum tension in the belt on the pulley B. So this is pulley B and maximum tension is T1. So T1 is given 3 kilonewton. So maximum tension on the pulley B is 3 kilonewton. So T1 is given. Now let us, I am writing here given. I am writing given here. So T1 3 kilonewton. T1 is 3 kilonewton. So T1 is 3 kilonewton. Now the angle of wrap for both the pulleys is 180 degree, means angle of contact. Angle of wrap means angle of contact is 180 degree for both the pulleys. That means theta is 180 degree. Then, and coefficient of friction is 0.3. So coefficient of friction mu is equal to 0.3. The shaft is made up of plain carbon steel. Shaft is made up of plain carbon steel. This is 180 degree. Coefficient of friction. The shaft is made up of plain carbon steel 30C8 having SYT 400 Newton per mm square. So SYT 400 Newton per mm square, that is megapascal. Then, and factor of safety is 3. So factor of safety Fs is equal to 3. Determine the shaft diameter on strength basis. So this is the problem and this is the diagram which we will use to find out bending moment in this problem. Now let us see friends solution. So before that, from diagram one given is remains. The radius of bigger pulley, that is radius of pulley B, is 300 mm. Diameter is 600 mm, so that radius is 300 mm, and the radius of pulley C is 150 mm because the diameter is 300 mm. So radius is 150 mm, Now let us see, friends, solution. We will see steps one by one. So solution, we have to find diameter of shaft on a strength basis. So now let us see solution. In solution, first step is to find permissible stresses. To find permissible stresses. This is the first step. Now we require sigma b. So sigma b or sigma t is equal to SYT divided by factor of safety. So SYT is given 400 megapascal, 400 divided by factor of safety is given, that is 3. So this value becomes 133.33 Newton per mm square. Then tau max is equal to 0.5 SYT divided by factor of safety. So 0.5 into 400 divided by factor of safety 3. So it is equal to 66.67 Newton per mm square. 66.67 Newton per mm square. So this is the first step. Now the second step is torsional moment or twisting moment. Second step is to find twisting moment. So how to find out twisting moment in case of belt drive? You know the formula in case of belt drive. T is equal to T1 minus T2 into R1. So this is for pulley 1. This is for pulley 1 or pulley B. Also for pulley 2, the torque is equal to T3 minus T4 into R2. So this is for pulley 2. This is for pulley 2. So take for pulley 1, formula is T is equal to T1 minus T2 into R1. So in this equation, T1 is known. So T1 is equal to, you know that T1 is 3 kilonewton. That is 3000 Newton. Now we know that the tension ratio in belt drive, tension ratio T1 divided by T2 is equal to E raised to mu theta. E raised to mu theta. So T1 is given. So 3000 divided by T2 is equal to E raised to mu theta. So mu is 0.3 and theta is given as 180 degree, but convert this value in a radian. So to convert degree into radian, multiply by pi divided by 180. Pi divided by 180. So that this value becomes 3.14159. So 3.14159. So 3000 divided by T2 is equal to, this value becomes 2.5663. 2.5663. So T2 goes on this side, 2.5663 goes on denominator. So T2 is equal to 3000 divided by 2.5663. So T2 is equal to, the value of T2 becomes 1168.99 Newton. 1168.99 Newton. Now twisting moment. Let's find twisting moment, that is torque T. So torque T is equal to T1 minus T2 into R1 into R1. Now let us put the values. So T1 is 3000 minus T2 is 1168.99 into R1, that is radius of pulley B, is 300. So torque becomes, the value of torque becomes T is equal to 549.3 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. This is the torque or twisting moment. This is the torque or twisting moment. Now friends, let us see how to find out total load on shaft at point B and C. So next step, third step is total load on shaft, total load on shaft at point B and C, at point B and C. So now let us first find out T3 and T4. Let us find out first T3 and T4. T1 and T2 is known. Let us find T3 and T4. We know that torque in a belt drive T is equal to T3 minus T4 into, for pulley 2. So this is equation for pulley 2. This is equation, we know that this is equation for pulley 2. So T is equal to T3 minus T4 into R2. This is for pulley 2. So we know that torque is 549.3 into 10 raised to 3. That is equal to T3 minus T4 into R2 is 150. That is the radius of pulley 2, 150. Then T3 minus T4 is equal to, so this 150 goes on this side. So 549.3 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 150. So T3 minus T4 is equal to 3662.0 Newton. So this is equation 1. Now we know that tension ratio in case of belt drive T3 minus T4 is equal to E raised to mu theta. T3 minus T4 is equal to E raised to mu theta. So T3 divided by T4 is equal to E raised to mu is 0.3 and theta is 3.14159. So T3 minus T4, sorry, T3 by T4 is equal to, this ratio becomes 2.5663. So T3 is equal to 2.5663 T4. So this is second. Now put this equation in equation 1. So put the value of T3 here. So 2.5663 T4 minus T4 is equal to 3662.0 Newton. So 2.5663 T4 minus 1 T4 is 1.5663 T4. That is equal to 3662.0. So therefore T4 is equal to, so this goes on this side. So divide 3662 divided by 1.5663. So the value becomes T4 is equal to 2337.99 Newton. So this is the value of T4. Now put this value in equation 2. So therefore T3 is equal to 2.5663 into T4 is 2337.99. So that is equal to, T3 becomes, the value of T3 is 5999.99 Newton. So this is the value of T3. Now let us find out total vertical load, because pulley B having vertical belts. So the load is vertical. So therefore total vertical load total vertical load at point C. So let us assume W1. So W1 is equal to T1 plus T2. W1 is equal to T1 plus T2. So put the values of T1 and T2. So we know that T1 is 3000 given in problem and T2 1168.998. So the W1, that is total vertical load at point B, sorry, this is B. At point B, W1 is equal to 4168.99 Newton. So this is the total vertical load at point B. Now you know that on pulley B carrying horizontal base. So total horizontal load at point C. So let us assume W2. So W2 is equal to T3 plus T4. So put the values of T3 and T4. T3 is 5999.99 plus T4 is 2337.99. So W2 becomes, so friends, W2 becomes 8337.98 Newton. So this is total horizontal load at point C. So now friends, in previous problem, total load, we took the formula for total load as W is equal to T1 plus T2 plus WP. That WP is nothing but weight of pulley. But here in this problem, weight of pulley is not given. Therefore the formula compress and becomes W1 is equal to T1 plus T2. If weight of pulley is given, then plus WP1. And W2 is equal to T3 plus T4 plus WP2. But here WP is not given. So formula compress and becomes W2 is equal to T3 plus T4. So remember this thing. So this is the total load on shaft at point B and at point C. So remember these values. My dear friends, our final aim is to find out a diameter of shaft. But for that, to find out diameter of shaft, we requires twisting moment, that is T. We have find out in the previous steps, and the bending moment, that is maximum bending moment on shaft. So we are going to find out maximum bending moment on shaft. So let us see. But before that, one request is there. If you are enjoying this video, then subscribe my channel. Now friends, let us see how to find out maximum bending moment. Maximum bending moment, that is fourth step, maximum bending moment. Now let us see how to find out. Now we know that diagram. So remember, recall that diagram which is given in the question. This is the layout of our drive. This is pulley B and this is pulley C. This is bearing A, pulley B, this is C and this is D. Now these distances are, this is 200 mm, this is 800 mm and this is 200 mm. Now let us draw. Now we know that at this point vertical load is there, at this point horizontal load is there. So for vertical load, we solve or we find out different bending moments. For horizontal load, again we find different bending moments. Now first let us see the vertical loading diagram. Now I am going to draw a vertical loading diagram. So this is the shaft, this is support. So RA, reaction is RA, here reaction is RD, and here vertical load is there at point B, and here this is point C, this is point B, and these distances are 200, 800, 200. Now this vertical load is, you know the value of this vertical load, 4168.99, 4168.99. Now let us find these support reactions. First find out the support reactions. So we know that, so this is for vertical loading. So this is a vertical loading. This is for vertical loading. So in vertical loading, first find out support reactions. So reactions. Now we know that the condition, how to find support reactions, you know that condition, summation Fy is equal to 0. Summation Fy is equal to 0. So vertical upward forces are positive, downward forces are negative. So Ra, this is vertical, reaction for vertical. So use vertical everywhere. So RAV minus 4168.99 plus RDV is equal to 0. So RAV plus RDV is equal to 4168.99. 4168.99. Now this is equation 1. Now we know that at this point or at this point the moment is 0. So MAV is equal to 0. Means moment at point A for vertical loading. So MAV is, this is A point, this is D point. So at A point moment is 0. So take a moment at A point. So minus 4168.99 into distance is 200. So minus 4168.99 into distance 200 plus this total distance is 1200 into this force RDV. So this is anti-clockwise. So plus RDV into 1200. So that is equal to 0. Now therefore 1200 RDV is equal to, this value becomes positive, and the value is 833.79 into 10 raised to 3. Now 1200 goes on this side and divide this value. So the value becomes RDV is equal to 694.83 Newton. Now the care should be taken while writing this value in this diagram. So we directly goes here and write this value, but that value is incorrect. So RDV is there, so write this value here. So 694.83. Now put this value in equation 1. So RAV becomes, RAV plus RDV is equal to 4168.99. So RAV is equal to 4168.99 minus 694.83. So RAV becomes 3474.165 Newton. So write this value here. So 3474.165 Newton. This is Newton. Now reactions are known. Now find out bending moment at each point. So bending moment at each point, vertical bending moment. So MAV we know that MAV is equal to 0. Now MBV is RAV into 200. So RAV is 3474.165 into 200. So this becomes MBV becomes 694.83 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. Now MCV is equal to, so MCV RDV into distance 200. So RDV is 694.83 into distance 200. It becomes 138.966 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. And then MDV is equal to 0 because the moment at both the ends in simply supported beam is 0. So these are the bending moments in vertical loading. In case of vertical loading, so this is vertical loading diagram. This is vertical loading diagram. So let us draw the bending moment, vertical bending moment. This is point A, B, C, D. MAV is 0, MB is 694.83 into 10 raised to 3 and MCV is 183. So let us join, and MDV is again 0. So this is 694.83 into 10 raised to 3 and this is 138.96 into 10 raised to 3. So these are the bending moments. So this is for vertical loading. Now friends, let us see for horizontal loading. Let us see for horizontal loading B. It is for horizontal loading because the pulley B carries horizontal belts. So horizontal loading, for horizontal loading, let us draw the horizontal loading diagram. So diagram is same, but the load is at, so this is A, this is D, this is B, this is C. Load is at C, horizontal load. So the load is 8337.98. This is horizontal load, Newton. Now this is the reaction RAH, horizontal reaction, RDH, horizontal reaction at point D. So this is the horizontal loading diagram. This is horizontal loading diagram. Now let us see, find out the reactions. So for reactions, summation Fy is equal to 0. So summation Fy, upward force is positive, downward negative. So RAH plus RDH is equal to 8337.98 Newton. So this is equation 1. Then MAH is equal to 0. MAH is equal to 0. So at point A, take a moment. So minus 837.98 into this distance is 800 plus 200, that is 1000, plus this is anti-clockwise. So RDH into total distance 1200 is equal to 0. So RDH into 1200 is equal to, this value becomes positive and goes on this side. So this value is 8.3379 into 10 raised to 6. So therefore RDH is equal to, divided by 1200. So RDH is equal to 6948.31 Newton. So this is the value of RDH. Now put this value in equation 1. You will get RAH as 1389.66 Newton. So this is RAH. Now note this value here. So RDH is equal to 6948.31 Newton and RAH is equal to 1389.66. Now find out bending moments at each point. Bending moments at each point. So the MAH is equal to 0. Now MBH is equal to, so take a moment at point B. So at point B, RAH into distance 200. So 1389.66 into distance 200. So this value becomes 277.93 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. Then MCH, moment at point C, is RDH into 200. So RDH is 6948.31 into 200. So this value is 1.3896 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. And then MDH is equal to 0, because the moment at both the ends in case of simply supported beam are 0. So this is for horizontal loading. Now let us draw the horizontal bending moment diagram. Horizontal BMD. So MAH is 0. This is point B. This is C. This is D. MBH is 138 point, I think it is it is right. So this is 277.93 into 10 raised to 3. Now at point C, 1.3896 into 10 raised to 6. So this is 1.3896 into 10 raised to 6 and again 0. So this is the horizontal bending moment diagram, HBMD, and this is VBMD. So this is for horizontal bending moment diagram. Now this is vertical bending moment diagram. This is horizontal bending moment diagram. Now we require a maximum bending moment. So at which point there is a maximum bending moment? So we are going to find out the resultant bending moment at point B, at point A, at point B, at point C, and at point D. So it is required to find out resultant bending moment at point A, B, C, and D. So let us find resultant bending moment. The resultant bending moments. So at point A, resultant bending moment at point A, MA is equal to, we know the equation for this resultant, we know that. So MAV square plus MAH square. So this is the equation for resultant. We know that equation for resultant, R is equal to root something 4 square plus secant 4 square. So similarly, the resultant bending moment MA is equal to root MAV square plus MAH square. So at A point, this is MAV, this is MAH. So both the values are 0. So 0 square plus 0 square. So therefore MA is equal to 0. Now MB, that is resultant bending moment at point B. So at point B, how to find resultant bending moment? MBV bracket square plus mbh bracket square. So that is equal to root mbv is 694.83 into 10 raised to 3 bracket square plus mbh is 277.93 into 10 raised to 3 bracket square. So this value becomes, so square both the values, then add and then take root. You will get mb as 748.35 into 10 raised to 3 Newton mm. This is mb. Now mc, resultant bending moment at point C. So that is equal to root mcv square plus mch square. So that is equal to root mcv, the value of mcv is 138.96 into 10 raised to 3 square plus mch is 1.3896 into 10 raised to 6 bracket square. So put the values in your calculator. You will get mc as 1.3965 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm, and we know mb is equal to 0. So similarly as a, mb is also equal to 0. So therefore from all these values, that is ma, mb, mc, mb, sorry, md is there, md. So from all these values we can observe ma is 0, mb is 748.35 into 10 raised to 3, mc is 1.3965 into 10 raised to 6, and md is 0. So which is maximum bending moment? So at point C there is a maximum bending moment. So therefore maximum bending moment m is equal to 1.3965 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. So this is our required value for further calculations. So m is 1.3965 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. Friends, we know that our ultimate aim or our final aim is to find out diameter of shaft. Now let us find diameter of shaft. Last fifth step is diameter of shaft. Diameter of shaft. So on a strength basis, there are two methods to find out diameter of shaft. In case of combined loading, there are two methods to find out diameter of shaft. So first is according to maximum shear stress theory. So first find out diameter according to maximum shear stress theory. According to maximum shear stress theory, we know that tau max is equal to 16T divided by pi d cube for combined loading. So T is equal to root m square plus t square. So hope you are remembering that values of m and t. So Te is equal to root, so value of m we know that 1.3968 into 10 raised to 6 bracket square plus the value of t is 549.3 into 10 raised to 3 bracket square. So the equivalent twisting moment Te becomes, so this is, you can calculate by using your calculator. So this becomes Te is equal to 1.5006 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. So put this value in this equation. So tau max is equal to 16T E divided by pi d cube. So d cube is equal to, so d cube goes on this side, tau max on this side. So 16T E divided by pi into tau max. Put the values. So d cube is equal to 16 into Te is 1.5006 into 10 raised to 6 divided by pi into the value of tau max is, we know that from first step, permissible stress is 66.67. So d cube becomes 114.6375 into 10 raised to 3. So take cube root of this, you will get 48.578 mm. So take the next value from standard table, or take next value of standard size. So D is equal to 50 mm is a standard shaft size from table. So 50 mm. So this is diameter of shaft according to maximum shear stress theory. Now the second method to find out diameter of shaft is according to, second method according to maximum principal stress theory. According to maximum principal stress theory, that is Rankine's theory. So we know that according to maximum principal stress theory, sigma B max is equal to 32 me divided by pi d cube. So me is equal to 1 divided by 2 into bracket m plus root m square plus t square. So this is equivalent bending moment. Now we know that from previous step, m plus this root m square plus t square is nothing but equivalent twisting moment T. So put the values, you will get equivalent bending moment. So m, the value of m is 1.3965 into 10 raised to 6 plus this Te is 1.5006 into 10 raised to 6. Now add both the terms, you will get 1 by 2 into 2.897 into 10 raised to 6. So divide by 2. So 1.44855 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. This is the value of me. Now put this value in equation. Sigma B max is equal to 32 me divided by pi d cube. So therefore d cube is equal to, d cube goes on this side and sigma B max here. So 32 me divided by pi into sigma B max. Put the values. So d cube is equal to 32 into me is 1.44855 into 10 raised to 6 divided by pi into sigma B max from first step 133.33. So d cube, the value of d cube becomes 110663.825. So take cube root of this, you will get 48.010 mm. Take next standard value, that is 50 mm. So from both the methods, that is according to maximum shear stress theory, the diameter is 50 mm. Also from according to maximum principal stress theory, also the diameter is 50 mm. Therefore our final answer, that is diameter of shaft D is equal to 50 mm. This is our final answer. So this is the problem of shafts subjected to combined twisting and bending moment, and shaft containing two pulleys, one having vertical bells and another one having horizontal bells. So thank you very much, and subscribe my channel, like this video, also give comment, and if any doubt is there, then ask in comment box. So thank you very much.